And in business news, Nigeria's Ajaokuta-Kaduna-Kano gas pipeline project, which spans over 614 kilometers, is set to deliver a significant boost to Nigeria's gas supply, powering industries and reviving moribund factories across the northern regions. Earlier today on our flagship business show, Business Nigeria, Energy Insights lead at STIRS, Noel Okodi, highlighted the comparative advantage of this initiative on the country's economic growth and industrialization.
There's also the part that pipelines play in just ensuring that industries can get gas cheaply and more accessibly. So if you have a pipeline next to you, you can just connect to the pipeline, get gas, manufacture, do your industrial processes, and that's a more efficient and more effective way of getting gas, especially because we know, like with transportation issues, like trucking gas can be is more expensive, and it can also have its own drawbacks in terms of like security issues. So pipeline gas is seen as just a more efficient way of trucking gas. So in terms of increasing gas utilization and even the decade of gas, it's also a way to attract more investments, because when there's a bigger market for a commodity, it means that there's an opportunity to increase supply. So that's also another incentive or another benefit that we could see to promote the use of CNG in Nigeria, and also just the decade of gas in general.
The Securities and Exchange Commission and the NGX Exchange Group has introduced additional digital technology to assist ongoing capital raising by the banks. Effiong Gekop reports.
A technology platform to capture public offerings and rights issues ongoing in the banking sector has been launched in Lagos by the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Nigerian Exchange Group.
Well, yesterday I was...
At a press conference, the electronic offering platform was demonstrated to market stakeholders.
Today, we can be able to beat our chest and say that for the primary market, we have arrived to, from what we are now demonstrating, from what we are now presenting, and we believe it's just a matter of time that people can be able to see that impact within the Nigerian economy and the sub-Saharan Africa.
The investors in Nigeria today, by our demography, are the young people, the Gen Zs. And what do the Gen Zs believe in? Is it paper? No. It's their smartphone. And there's no way this paper can enter the smartphone. So you need to work for them.
Market regulators link the innovation to government's ambition of putting Nigeria to a $1 trillion GDP by 2030, meaning that unconnected investors must be brought to the market circles to invest for growth.
This is primary offer only, it's primary market only. It's not to build into a secondary market. NGX is not looking to compete with our intermediaries. We remain a B2B, we're trying to support the market.
We do have a well-trained contact center that will support all the activities, so that when you're using it and you run into any problems, there's somebody to help you.
Some people have asked questions about how operators in the markets would behave in this digital environment.
You will educate your client. You will go to get the client. If not, one house or one stockbroking firm will take all the business from you.
This new technology brought into the capital market by the regulators speak directly to young investors who are eager to enter the Nigerian capital market. Not only in Nigeria, but those of them outside the country. Effiong Gekop, TVC News, Lagos.
Meanwhile, the stock market recovered from price losses prevailing recently in the market. The index moved up by 0.17%, underscoring increase in price value. Top price gainers were Elalix and Sienna Leasing, Dangote Sugar, a Fidelity Bank, and First Bank Holdings. The losers lineup included Charms, Cornerstone Insurance, Champion Breweries, and ICO Insurance. Asian stocks stumbled in stormy trade as market braced for a key U.S. inflation reading, while the yuan waited but was cautious of the 160 per dollar level, keeping traders on alert for another round of intervention by Japanese authorities. Now, MSCI's broadest index of Asian Pacific shares outside of Japan struggled for direction and was flat, not far from 2 years high. Japan's Nikkei and Taiwan stocks rose, led by chip makers, tracking the rally in tech-heavy Nasdaq, with VDR surging over 6%. snapping out a 3-session tailspin that had erased about $430 billion from its market value. European stocks also looked poised for a strong start, with Eurostock 50 futures up 0.4% and German DAX futures 0.3% higher. FTSE futures were 0.2% higher. Chinese automaker BYD has unveiled its third electric vehicle, the Seal, in Japan, as the company marches into the country's southern market. BYD Auto Japan Incorporated in Tokyo announced the kickoff of the sedan's retail sales nationwide. It said the Seal will be available in 2 versions, both with a battery capacity of 82.5 kilowatt-hour. The base model, priced at 5.28 million yuan, about $33,110, which offers a driving range of about 640 kilometers, while the all-wheel drive version went on sales at 6.05 million yuan, with a driving range of 575 kilometers. Deliveries are expected by the end of July from the base model and at the end of August for the AWD version. Director of Marketing at BYD Auto Japan, Mr. Tomaki Endo, stressed that extensive market research has been conducted to localize the Seal model for Japan so that customers now can switch seamlessly from traditional vehicles to electronic vehicles. Crude oil prices rose as portfolio investors rebuilt their position after reassurance from Saudi Arabia and its OPEC allies that any planned future increases in production would be a contingent on market conditions. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude rose to sell at $81.57 with an uptick of 0.92%. Brent crude futures experienced an upward price margin of 0.79% to sell at $85.68 per barrel. Bonny Light experienced a downward price review of 0.41%, selling at $85.92 per barrel. And for the crude OPEC basket, crude dealers are offering $85.98 with a decline of 0.02%. That's business. Next is sports. Good evening.